Your initial reaction upon viewing the photos is, Nancy McKeon's husband is probably the most handsome man in the world. Nancy McKeon has a devoted fan base and is most known for her character on The Facts of Life, Joe Polniacek. But it wasn't until 2015 that she secretly wed Phil Perry, a former professional athlete who is now an entrepreneur, that fans realized the other side of her story. Every picture captures Phil's chiseled jawline, sincere smile, and easygoing flair. But his attractive exterior is only the first thing that reveals a man truly remarkable for his kindness, work ethic, and commitment to Nancy. Mutual connections brought Nancy and Phil together in Los Angeles. At the time, Nancy was focusing on her career in theater, teaching acting workshops, and performing in local productions. Before launching his sports management business, Phil had a successful career playing baseball in the minor leagues. He was renowned for his integrity and genuine wish to help young athletes cope with the pressures of professional athletics. Something clicked, even though their low-key first date consisted of coffee and a walk around Griffith Park. After years of searching, Nancy said that when Phil listened to her, made her laugh with his sharp humor, and asked thoughtful questions, it felt like home. As their relationship progressed, Phil remained incredibly silent, rarely participating in interviews or posting anything on social media. But according to those closest to the pair, he is the perfect counterpoint to Nancy's outgoing nature. He is the rock that keeps her grounded when the glittering lights of Hollywood become too much for her to bear. At charity events, it's common to see them holding hands, Nancy resting on Phil's shoulder and his protecting arm around her waist. These candid pictures from their 2015 wedding, which was held in a little Pasadena garden, show Phil's eyes, never leaving Nancy. He watched her walk down the aisle with a proud, respectful look that made the guests cry. Beyond his looks, Phil is notable for his dedication to philanthropy. He and Nancy co-founded the Stage and Sport Foundation, which gives underprivileged children access to acting classes and sports programs. Phil oversees the sports division and organizes clinics where certified coaches volunteer their time. He is in the trenches, teaching baseball basics one weekend and assisting Nancy in directing a scene the next. Nancy often tells him how he can inspire kids to dream big, whether it's playing on a ball field for the first time or trying out for a school play. He has gained respect in both communities for his active involvement. Friends say that Phil supports Nancy's career aspirations. After she was cast in a recurring role on a streaming series last year, Phil rearranged his schedule to be on set every day and encouraged her in between takes. His admiration for her achievements is devoid of jealousy, and he texts her encouraging words like, "You've got this. Joe would be proud." Nancy then opens up on how Phil's unwavering belief in her skills has reignited her passion for performing. After years of rejection and auditions, she has finally found a partner who understands the business and helps her through its highs and lows. Their home life is as endearing. Nancy and Phil have 2 rescue dogs, Buddy, a golden retriever, Mix, and Luna, a feisty terrier. On the weekends, you can usually find them in the kitchen, Phil making omelets and Nancy pouring coffee. They grow tomatoes and herbs together in their backyard for dinner. Phil's green thumb is almost as impressive as his physical prowess. He once broke the record for a pumpkin in a local gardening competition. Nancy quips that his wonderful soil, and thus his good life, are the result of patience, care, and a willingness to get your hands dirty. When they travel, Phil's zest of adventure shines through. Nancy and he recently took a trip to Italy, where they explored coastal towns and hired motorbikes. In the passenger seat, Nancy chuckled as Phil negotiated winding roads. They attended cooking classes, where they learned how to make pasta by hand and had gelato under the stars in the nights. Phil's natural charisma and Nancy's infectious joy make them the ideal couple in every image. However, both of them share these moments with intimate friends and family, choosing privacy and genuine connection over public praise. Despite his dazzling appearance, Phil remains modest. He attributes his success in sports management to putting people first and treating customers like members of his own family. Nancy admires his generosity, recalling how he once donated his whole collection of baseball memorabilia to a youth center because he believed that kids should have the same role models that inspired him. Nancy often says that his actions speak louder than any magazine cover and that his character is the true litmus test for his beauty. So, is Nancy McKeon's husband the most gorgeous man in the world? He undoubtedly receives a good rating for appearance. But what truly sets him apart are his unwavering, strong, and unreserved love for Nancy and his commitment to his family and community. In a society that is obsessed with appearances, Phil Pear reminds us that genuine beauty comes from within, and that the most attractive person is usually the one who makes you feel most at ease.